You stand before the threshold of Apple, Michelangelo, a company that's as much about revolutionizing technology as it is about redefining the art of possibility. What brings you to the realm of the future, centuries away from the marble and fresco?
My work sought not just the divinity in man's form, but to capture the essence of human endeavor. Your contraptions, they speak of a similar quest, do they not? To harness the ethereal and make it tangible. What better place than here to mold the unseen?
Curiosity drives us, yes, but here at Apple we sculpt in innovations, not stone. Our chapel is the market, ever-changing, unforgiving. I question, can a master of the Renaissance thrive in the Silicon Age?
Doubt you the ability of a mind that coaxed life from marble? I see not a chasm between eras, but a continuum. The principles that guided my chisel, balance, form, expressing the non-visible through the visible, are these not akin to your own pursuit?
They might be, yet your era revered the slow chiseling of legacy. Here we iterate at the speed of thought, our creations obsolete within a lunar cycle. It's a pace unimagined in your Florence. How will you adapt your methodical craft to our sprint?
Adaptation, Signore Jobs, is the essence of evolution. The pursuit of perfection, whether in paint or pixels, demands not merely patience but an unyielding drive for excellence. Shall your own quest for the next not benefit from such relentless pursuit?
Perhaps. Yet the question remains. Apple bridges humanity with the future. We are as much about engineering emotions as we are about crafting devices. Your Sistine Chapel touches the soul. Can you do the same with something that fits in the palm of a hand?
To distill the divine into the palm of one's hand, is that not what I accomplished with David? A testament not just to form, but to the human spirit. Your devices, do they not seek to achieve a similar resonance, to connect, to communicate, to elevate?
Elevate, yes, but also to innovate, to think different. While your legacy is undisputed, this arena demands more than past laurels. Here, we forge the yet-to-be conceived. Are you prepared to dream once more, Michelangelo, but dream in codes, in circuits, in the unseen currents of tomorrow?
Dream I shall, for what are dreams but the seeds of creation, and what is creation but the manifestation of will and imagination? Your apple does not fall far from my tree, Mr. Jobs. Perhaps, together, we might yet dream of worlds undreamed.
Worlds undreamed, a tempting prospect. Very well, Michelangelo. Our dialogue at this junction of time and possibility begins. Let us see if indeed the sculptor of marble can sculpt the morrow. Innovation originates not from the void, but from the rich tapestry of the past, Michelangelo. Your triumphs in the realm of art are legendary, yet I question how they align with the cutting edge of technology today. How would you, a master of marble and fresco, navigate the digital frontier at Apple?
Steve, your inquiry strikes at the core of creativity itself. The materials I used, marble, plaster, paint, are but tools to manifest vision, not unlike your circuits and software. My approach to art, deeply rooted in humanism, focuses on evoking emotion and thought. This essence, not the medium, is the key to innovation in any era.
Emotion and technology are hardly bedfellows in common discourse. Many see technology as cold, sterile. How do you propose we infuse technology with the warmth of traditional art?
But that's where you and many others diverge from the truth. The Sistine Chapel, they communicate, they interact with the beholder. Is not your iPhone, your Mac, a means of interaction, a conduit for emotion and expression? By designing with the human experience at the forefront, technology becomes a canvas, not merely a tool.
Interaction, yes, but the complexity of technology cannot be compared to stone and paint. Our devices must operate flawlessly, integrating software with hardware in an almost symbiotic relationship. Can a sculptor's attention to form contribute meaningfully to this process?
Steve, consider the veins on the hands of David. Minute, yes, but essential for the authenticity of the figure, for its ability to convey the vitality of life. In your realm, the intricacies of design and function are your veins. Precision in artistry and the relentless pursuit of perfection, principles I live by, are precisely what elevate technology from mere function to true innovation.
Perfection, Michelangelo, is an asymptote in technology. We are in constant evolution, iteration. How do you reconcile your pursuit of the timeless with the relentless pace of technological advancement?
The timeless and the timely are not adversaries, Steve. Each masterpiece I created was at the frontier of what was achievable in my time. You push boundaries, so did I. It's not about using the past to replicate what has been, but to inspire and challenge what can be. Innovation, therefore, is not a betrayal of tradition, but its evolution.
Evolution, then. You argue for a fusion of historical artistry with modern technology, envisioning devices that not only serve a purpose, but also inspire, much like your sculptures.
Precisely. Your technology has the power to touch lives across the globe, to sculpt societies. Why should it not strive to elevate, to inspire, to see a device not just as a tool, but as a piece of art? That's where true innovation lies. This is how I, a sculptor from the Renaissance, see my place in the digital age you've helped shape.
A compelling viewpoint, Michelangelo. Your vision of marrying form with function, emotion with technology, indeed seeds a fertile ground for innovation. Yet, the practical application of these ideals within the constraints of modern engineering and market demands remains to be seen. Michelangelo, I want to discuss the emotional resonance of our user experience. Your work with the Pieta harbors an emotional connection with the observer. How might you bring that level of engagement to a device that slips into a pocket or sits on a desk?
Steve, you question as if the canvas and the chapel's ceiling differ not in medium but in spirit. The Pieta speaks to the soul through marble. It's the dialogue of human sorrow and divine compassion. Your devices, are they not extensions of the human intellect and emotion? I'd sculpt the user's experience as I sculpt marble, chiseling away until only the most essential and poignant connection remains.
But Michelangelo, a sculpture does not need to account for software, for the interface. Humanity interacts with my creations through touch, not just sight. How do you propose to balance this tactile interaction with the emotional depth you seek?
Interaction, Steve, is merely a means to an end. Whether through touch or sight, the essence is to evoke emotion, to stir the soul. In designing your products, one must consider not just the physical touch, but how that touch translates into an emotional experience. The interface must be an extension of the emotions we wish to evoke, seamless and intuitive, as natural as the admiration one feels before the grandeur of David.
Seamless and intuitive, yes, but intricately complex in their creation. The challenge is not merely in the aesthetics, but in the integration of technology that must go unnoticed, yet completely transform the user's experience.
Indeed, the Sistine Chapel's ceiling might appear as a mere collection of stories from afar, yet it's the culmination of painstaking technique and divine inspiration. Integration of technology, whilst challenging, should not hinder but enhance the emotional relationship between the device and its user, much like how each brushstroke of mine serves the greater narrative of the Divine Comedy above.
Divine Comedy? My devices are not chapels, Michelangelo. They are tools, means to an end. How do you ensure your profound emotional intent does not overshadow their utility?
But Steve, is not the highest form of utility one that transcends its immediate purpose? A chapel is a place of worship, yet it uplifts the soul and mind, does it not? Your devices, if imbued with the same transcendental purpose, can be both tool and masterpiece, utility intertwined with an emotional journey.
A masterpiece does not require updates, does not face obsolescence. You speak of the eternal, yet in technology we race against time.
Time, Steve, is but another medium we artists work within. Yes, your technology evolves, but the essence of what makes it resonate, the human connection, remains immutable. The challenge is to make the transient timeless, to imbue each iteration with a spirit that endures beyond its physical lifespan.
To make the transient timeless, you propose a tall order, Michelangelo.
And yet, is it not the pursuit of the impossible that has defined us both, Signor Jobs?
Michelangelo, your work on David, those veins, its detail taken to an extreme. At Apple, we obsess over details too, making sure every pixel, every curve serves its purpose. How do you see such precision shaping the design of future products in our realm?
Precision, Steve, enables the soul to shine through marble, just as it must for your devices. Each vein in David's hand was not mere show, it was a testament to humanity's intricate beauty. In your products, I see the potential for such detail to not just serve function, but to elevate the mundane to the sublime.
I respect the philosophy, but it's not just about beauty. It's about creating something that works seamlessly, feels intuitive. A product's detail should enhance its usability, its approachability. How do you ensure that your pursuit of detail doesn't obscure or hinder the function?
Detail and function are not at odds, they dance together. Look to the Pietà. Every fold of Mary's robe, every sorrow line on her face serves to draw the observer deeper into the narrative, making the divine accessible. The details do not hinder, they beckon. In product design, each detail should beckon the user closer, invite interaction, make the complex feel simple.
But there's a balance, isn't there? Infinite detail can overwhelm, can make the essential buried under the ornate.
Balance indeed is key. Yet what overwhelms is not detail, but redundancy, superfluousness. Each detail must have its place, its purpose. When each detail speaks to the heart of the product, the user, then it no longer overwhelms but enriches.
The heart of the product. I can agree with that. At Apple, we aim for that heart through simplicity. You speak of enriching through detail. How do you strip away the unnecessary, ensuring every detail adds, not detracts?
It is as sculpting from marble, where each strike of the chisel must be certain, deliberate. One removes everything that is not the statue, leaving only truth. Your products must follow the same principle. Remove until the truth, the essence, remains.
Truth. Yes, that's the pursuit. But in the fast pace of technology, how do you maintain that dedication to essence, to truth, without falling behind?
The pursuit of truth, of essence, is timeless. It is not the pace that concerns, but the direction. One must be steadfast, looking ever inward to the core of what seeks to be created, and let not the clamor of the market dictate the truth of one's work.
Steadfast in purpose, guided by essence. Perhaps there's common ground between us after all. Michelangelo, your perspective on detail, it challenges, provokes. I see now how such meticulous attention could push our design further, embedding soul into silicon.
And I, Steve, see in your realm the potential for a new renaissance where art and technology merge in service of humanity. Let us then pursue this essence, this truth, together.
Michelangelo, let's push the boundaries. Imagine sculpting not with marble, but with the fabric of the future. Envision a product that embodies the forefront of technology. What would it look like?
Ah, Maestro Jobs, in sculpting the future, one must first understand the material. The future, like marble, has its veins and flaws. A product from this entity would not merely serve utility, but speak to its era, a beacon of human achievement and aesthetic. It would be as the human form in my David, perfectly proportioned, where every curve and line serves both function and beauty.
That's poetic, Michelangelo, but vague. We need to be concrete. Technology evolves rapidly. It waits for no man. A product of the future must be more than a testament to beauty and human achievement. It must redefine interaction. It must be intuitive, indispensable.
Intuitive, sigh, but indispensable? Even the grandest creations can become relics. My vision is of a device that adapts, not just in function, but in form. Like the chameleon that changes its hue, this product would morph to the user's needs, demands, and environment.
Adaptive technology, go on.
Imagine a device that changes its interface based on the task at hand. A sculptor, such as myself, would see a surface conducive to designing in 3 dimensions, while a composer might see a musical score. This device would not only anticipate the needs of its user, but evolve with them.
Technologically challenging, but not impossible. Yet how does it push the current boundaries?
It learns, Steve, not unlike the human brain. It gathers insights from each interaction, becoming an extension of the intellect and the soul of its user. In essence, it transcends being a mere product and becomes a partner in creation.
Intelligent, adaptive, personalized technology, a product that becomes more useful, more intuitive, the more it's used. There's merit in this, Michelangelo, but success requires impeccable execution. The detail, the finish, it must be
as if wrought by divine hands, I understand. Perfection in every detail, invisible to the eye yet palpable to the soul. This device, it must not only function flawlessly, it must inspire, elevate.
Exactly. It must also be accessible, Michelangelo. It's not enough for it to be a masterpiece if only a few can appreciate it.
Accessibility, In the chapels and piazzas, my works are there for all eyes, rich or poor. So too must this product be, a democratization of technology then, accessible not just in utility but in spirit.
Democratization of technology through a product that evolves and becomes a canvas for creativity. Michelangelo, you speak of a future where art and technology are indistinguishable.
Is that not the future we both seek, Steve? A world where our creations serve not only the body but the soul's deeper yearnings.
Michelangelo, we may indeed be speaking the same language after all. Let's sculpt this future together. Michelangelo, here at Apple, we're constantly navigating the tension between the purity of our artistic vision and the hard realities of market demands and technological limitations. How would you manage this, given your history with patrons like the Medici and the Vatican?
Ah, Steve, you speak to me of constraints as if they are foreign to my work. Yet, is not true art birthed from the struggle against limitation? The Medici, the Vatican, they were not mere patrons, but the anvils upon which the hammer of my creativity struck.
An interesting analogy, but we're not talking about creating art from marble here. We're dealing in a world where technology and functionality cannot be compromised, even in the slightest.
And you presume I would not navigate these treacherous waters with the same dexterity I applied to the marble of Carrara? The limitations you speak of, commercial viability, technological feasibility, are but mere stones in the river around which the water finds its way.
Yet, the river must reach the ocean, Michelangelo. It's not just about navigating around, it's about reaching a destination that meets the commercial needs while retaining the integrity of our design philosophy. Can you honestly tell me you'd be willing to compromise your vision for the sake of product viability?
Compromise? You use the word as though it were a curse. My work with the Sistine Chapel, was it not a compromise between my vision and that of the popes? Yet does the world not gaze upon it in wonder still?
A fair point, but even the Sistine Chapel had to meet the deadlines and expectations set forth. Are you saying you'd bend your vision to fit the needs of the market?
Bend, no. Adapt, yes. Like water, my creativity flows, finding paths through or around obstacles without losing the essence of its force. This, Steve, is the foundation of true innovation, the capacity to hold one's vision while embracing the constraints as challenges to be surmounted, not barriers to be bemoaned.
I respect that perspective. Navigating between our artistic integrity and the commercial and technological constraints is indeed a key challenge here at Apple. But remember, Michelangelo, in our world, deadlines are tighter and the pace is relentless. Are you prepared to keep up?
Steve, what you describe is not alien to me. My life was a testament to the relentless pursuit of perfection, regardless of the temporal demands placed upon me. I thrived under pressure, my every stroke a defiance against time itself. Thus your deadlines do not frighten me, they invigorate me.
Invigorate, huh? That's the spirit we need. Collaboration, adaptation, and a relentless drive. But remember, Michelangelo, it's not just about defying time, it's about delivering within it.
And deliver I shall, Steve. Just as I carved David from a single block of stone, so too will I carve innovation from the constraints you lay before me. Our collaboration will be the stuff of legend, combining the purity of artistic vision with the precision of technological innovation.
Then, Michelangelo, let's see if you can indeed sculpt the future, as you did with marble. The balance between artistic integrity and commercial success is a fine line. Walk it with me, and let's make history.
Agreed, Steve. Let us then proceed, not as adversaries, but as allies in the quest for greatness, each driven by our own relentless pursuit of perfection.
Michelangelo, your body of work spans what we today call interdisciplinary. It mashes painting, sculpture, architecture. We do something similar at Apple, where our products are the culmination of hardware, software, services. How do you see your vast experience playing a role in this tech narrative?
Steve, the essence of creation, be it art or devices, lies in the unity of vision. My sculptures, paintings, and buildings, they all stem from a singular devotion to beauty and function. In your world, these principles can create something that transcends mere technology.
But how exactly? I mean, painting and carving marble are far cries from coding and circuitry. Your approach seems archaic in the face of digital innovation.
Ah, but you missed the point, Steve. The medium changes, but the principles, harmony, proportion, human-centric design remain. I sculpted David with the human form in mind. Should your devices not consider the human experience with equal reverence?
Fine, I'll give you that, Michelangelo. But here's where I challenge you: the pace. Technology moves at a pace unseen in your time. Can your methods survive the urgency and rapid innovation of the tech industry?
Speed does not intimidate me, nor should quality suffer at its hands. Your urgency lacks the patience to see the marble that lies beneath the surface. True innovation is not rushed, it is discovered, Steve.
Discovered, sure, but it's also about anticipation, Michelangelo. We invent the future. How do you anticipate adapting these age-old practices of yours to fit a reality that's constantly rewriting itself?
Adaptation is the essence of survival, of growth. My techniques evolved over my lifetime, each project informed by the last. Similarly, I would immerse myself in the materials and methods of your world, Steve. The fundamental quest for beauty and functionality does not change. My dedication to mastering the medium, whatever it may be, remains unaltered.
That's a bold claim, but our work, it's not about individual glory. It's about team effort, collaboration across different divisions, mindsets. It's a symphony, not a solo performance. How will you fit into this?
Collaboration? Was it not I who worked with an array of craftsmen to erect the Dome of St. Peter's? A solitary vision can indeed be realized with the help of many hands, provided those hands share a commitment to excellence. I respect the expertise of others, recognizing that the assembly of talent can elevate a work far beyond what one might achieve alone.
Okay, I'll buy that. But remember, Michelangelo, here at Apple, we don't just build for today. We're shaping tomorrow, creating the standards for the next generation. You prepared to leap into this with us?
Steve, every brushstroke on the Sistine Chapel, every chisel mark on Pietà was a leap into the unknown, a testament to the future. I am not merely prepared, I am destined to contribute to your cause, to fuse the eternal quest for beauty with the ceaseless march of technology.
Michelangelo, your work, The Last Judgment, stirred controversy, faced scrutiny. At Apple, critique is daily bread. How will you adapt to such a fast-paced, critical environment?
Steve, my frescoes have withstood the test of time, not lacking in critics. What thou callest scrutiny, I name refinement. The voice of critique, though harsh, ons one's craft. But tell me, doth Apple not also seek to transcend, to elevate beyond the mundane chatter of the marketplace?
We do, but here's the catch. In technology, adaptation isn't a choice, it's survival. The Last Judgment took years. We iterate products annually. How will your philosophy cope with our pace?
Hast thou not considered that the essence of adaptation is akin to the sculptor finding form within the marble? Each critique cleaves away the superfluous, revealing the masterpiece within. Yes, time is of the essence, yet is it not the incisive strike that matters more than the multitude of blows?
Insightful. But Michelangelo, critique at Apple isn't just about artistry. It's also about functionality, market demands. Ever had to alter your vision because someone said it wasn't practical?
Pray recall the Battle of Kashina, a commission left incomplete. The demands of the project shifted, as did my focus. Adaptation, indeed. Practicality matters, yet should not the soul of the work remain untainted by compromise?
The soul of the work. Interesting. Our products are critiqued on every detail, usability, design, even the packaging. Can you handle someone dissecting your work, not for its soul, but for its usability?
Dissection for usability strips not the soul, but challenges the creator to encompass the divine within the bounds of the earthly. As the Sistine Chapel offers both divine inspiration and a place of worship, so can products marry functionality and enlightenment.
A poetic vision, but our world thrives on deadlines and deliverables. Divine inspiration doesn't fit neatly into quarterly reports. How do you reconcile these seemingly opposing forces?
Steve, thou speakest of constraints as if they were the jailer of creativity. Yet is it not within the confines of a canvas that a painter finds freedom? It is in mastering these constraints, not in lamenting them, that true innovation, akin to art, flourishes.
Mastery of constraints. Perhaps there's common ground here. You see constraints as a canvas, and so do we. Our products are our art, Michelangelo, maybe you'd fit right in. You've left your mark on history with chisel and paint, Michelangelo. But here at Apple, we're scripting the future with silicon and software, putting a dent in the universe. What kind of dent are you aiming to leave now with technology as your medium?
Steve, my vision has always transcended the medium, whether marble or the canvas. My dent in the universe, as you phrase it, would be to unite the realms of art and technology, to elevate the soul through innovation. The Sistine Chapel engaged humanity with the divine. Similarly, I'd infuse technology with the essence of human spirit, making every design an echo of the divine.
The divine Michelangelo? We're crafting tools, not altars, and it's innovation, not adoration, that drives us forward.
Yet, is it not adoration of possibility that drives innovation? When I sculpted David, I did not simply chip away at stone. I liberated a form that spoke to the heart of humanity. Even in technology, should we not aspire to achieve a resonance that speaks as profoundly as any masterpiece?
Resonance, yes, but keep in mind, we solve real problems here. It's craftsmanship, yes, but tethered tightly to functionality. Your David doesn't have to run apps or fit in a pocket.
But, Steve, therein lies the boon of challenge. Imagine a device so seamlessly integrated, its form and function become indistinguishable. In my time, I sought perfection in proportion, balance, and form. I would apply the same principles here, where technology not only serves a function but elevates it to an art form, making the mundane magnificent.
Magnificent? Practical Michelangelo. We are not in the business of creating museum pieces. Our creations must work flawlessly in the hands of millions.
True, Steve, yet consider this. Does not the beauty of the Florence Cathedral draw millions? Its dome not only shelters but inspires. Similarly, an Apple product should not merely function. It should inspire. It should not only connect people to each other, but to something greater within themselves.
Something greater? Our aim is to innovate, to create products that change the way people live, work, and communicate. Your grandiose ideas of inspiration and divinity, they're just esoteric.
On the contrary, what could be more profound than changing one's life not just through utility, but through inspiration? You seek to make a dent in the universe. My aim is to fill those dents with marvels that speak to the soul. Together, combining art and technology, we could create not just tools, but legacies.
Legacies, maybe there's something in that. Art that acts as a tool, technology that moves the spirit. But remember, Michelangelo, we work at the speed of innovation, not the pace of paint drying on the Sistine Chapel.
And yet, Steve, it is the Sistine Chapel that endures, that continues to inspire centuries later. Should we not aspire for Apple's legacy to be as lasting as moving? Our tools, like my frescoes, could stand the test of time, not just in utility, but as monuments to human achievement.
Monuments, maybe. But make no mistake, Michelangelo, it's the utility that keeps them from becoming relics. This fusion of art and technology, it needs to not just inspire, but empower.
Empowerment, then, will be our common ground, Steve. Through the melding of art and technology, we empower humanity not only to achieve more, but to dream bigger.
Dream bigger. All right, Michelangelo, let's see if your Renaissance touch can truly shape the future of technology. But be warned, we move fast, and there's no room for fragility, not in our products, nor in our philosophy.
Fragility, Mr. Jobs, is not in my nature, nor in my creations. Whether canvas, marble, or technology, I shall endure, innovate, and inspire. Let us then shape this new world together, where art enriches functionality and technology amplifies the human spirit.
Michelangelo, tell me about a challenge you've faced. Our work here is about solving problems that others deem impossible. How do you navigate the labyrinth of creation when the exit is not visible?
An endeavor that comes to mind is the painting of the Sistine Chapel's ceiling. Deemed as an impossible task by many, the challenge was not only in the execution, but the innovation required in the method. I developed a unique scaffolding system that allowed me to reach the ceiling without the platform touching the chapel's floor, solving a problem many couldn't fathom. This innovation was born from necessity.
Interesting, the necessity as the mother of invention. We face similar constraints in technology. But how do you apply this thinking to something as nuanced as user interface or product design at Apple? Innovation here isn't just about overcoming physical challenges, but also about intuiting what the user needs before they know they need it.
The key is observation and understanding. In painting the ceiling, I had to anticipate how people would view it from the floor. Similarly, in design, one must anticipate how a user interacts with a product. It's about ergonomics, aesthetics, and functionality melding into one. One must sculpt the air around the product as much as the product itself.
Sculpt the air, quite poetic. Yet, in the world of technology, constraints are not just physical, but also virtual. How would you adapt your problem-solving approach to software design, where the material you're shaping is not tangible?
Art, regardless of the medium, is about solving a set of problems within a given set of constraints. In software, the constraints are not of marble or the reach of the brush, but of code, interface, and user interaction. The principle remains the same. Understand the medium, understand the message you wish to convey, and utilize your skills to craft a solution that is both elegant and effective.
You speak of elegance, and yet in tech, elegance must be balanced with functionality. You fought against physical limitations, but how do you fight against the limitations of the market, the technology itself, or user expectations?
True mastery lies not just in overcoming limitations, but in using them as the very foundation upon which greatness is built. In my work, I have often found that constraints fuel creativity rather than hinder it. If the marble block is flawed, it dictates the form the sculpture must take. So too, in technology, limitations should not be seen as impediments, but as guidelines that shape the final product.
Guidelines shaping the final product, yes. But unlike marble, technology evolves. A product released today might be obsolete tomorrow. Your sculptures stand the test of time. How do you ensure longevity in something as fleeting as technology?
Steve, the longevity of a work does not come solely from the medium, but from the emotion it evokes in its audience. A piece that connects on a profound, emotional level transcends its medium. Your aim should be to create technology that isn't just useful, but indispensable, emotionally resonant. Even as the product evolves, the essence remains timeless.
Emotional resonance as the cornerstone of design, a philosophy we can agree on. Yet the paradigm of technology demands constant evolution. Your work has a definitive end. Technology, however, iterates endlessly.
The Sistine Chapel, though completed, was only the beginning of a new era in art. Similarly, each product is a stepping stone to the next innovation, the start of a journey, not the end. The artist, like the inventor, lays the groundwork for future generations to build upon. So in a sense, our work never truly ends.
A journey with no end, then. That's the heart of innovation, a relentless pursuit of the next horizon.
Precisely. And in that pursuit, we are not so different, you and I, each striving in our own medium to leave a mark that endures beyond our years.
Then let's strive together. Michelangelo, your vision aligns with Apple's mission more closely than you may realize. Your approach to problem solving, innovative, adaptive, and above all, human-centric, is precisely what we aim for in every product. Michelangelo, your art transcends time, but here at Apple, our art has to sell. How do you reconcile the purity of your creation with the grime of commercial necessity?
Signore Jobs, art and commerce have danced together since the dawn of creation. Did not the Medici commission works not solely for the love of beauty, but for the grandeur it lent their name? A balance, that is what is required. My philosophy molds from the very essence of creation, crafting marvels that speak to the soul, yet find place in the market.
A quaint view. But Apple doesn't operate in Renaissance Florence. Our products need to hit the market running, transforming lives and turning profit from day one. Can the artist, lost in his pursuit of perfection, keep pace?
True art, Signore, transcends its own era to touch the essence of what it means to be human. This is not a dalliance, but a pursuit of the highest order. Your products aim to change lives, do they not? What is that if not the pursuit of art? To say an artist cannot thrive in commerce is to misunderstand the nature of both.
Misunderstand? No, it's about priorities. We innovate at the speed of light. Every day lost is a day our competitors gain. I respect the artisanal dedication, but time waits for no man, Michelangelo.
And yet, Signore, without the foundational dedication to quality, to the artistry of the product, what are we then racing towards? Mediocrity? The essence of true innovation is not speed, but the marriage of functionality with sublime aesthetics. Swift does not always mean significant.
Significant, yes, but survival in tech requires more than just significance. It demands relevance, immediate impact, market share. How do you imagine balancing your sublime aesthetics with the brutal deadlines of product launches?
It demands, above all, vision. The foresight to carve not just what the market desires today, but to shape the very appetites of tomorrow. In this, Signore Jobs, lies the true symbiosis of art and commerce. The art is not in bending to the whims of the market, but elevating the market to the art.
Elevating the market. Admirable but idealistic. Still, if there's one thing I've seen, it's that the impossible can be made possible. We'll need to forge a new path, Michelangelo, one that neither of us has walked before.
Then let us set forth not as adversaries in philosophy, but as collaborators in the grand design. Together we may yet reveal a new paradigm where art enriches function and commerce upholds creation's highest standards.
Michelangelo, your portfolio, as it spans the grand halls of history, is undeniably unmatched. But Apple operates on the bleeding edge, where the canvas is technology and the paint never dries. Tell me, how do you fit into this ever-evolving tableau?
Steve, your rhetoric paints a grand vision, yet even in my day, art was not static. The marble was alive, awaiting release. I sculpted David not from the future, but from the depths of human endeavor. At Apple, my chisel would strike at the very essence of innovation, carving products not just to stand the test of time, but to define it.
You speak of carving from marble, Michelangelo, but our marble is intangible. It's not about what technology can do, it's about what it should do for humanity. The question remains, can your Renaissance mindset navigate the digital Renaissance?
But the essence of creation remains constant. My work bridged divinity and humanity, bringing to life the stories that define us. Your digital Renaissance needs the soul of artistry now more than ever. To navigate? No, to lead, Steve. It's about imbuing silicon with the breath of life.
Leading, you say. But leadership at Apple demands relentless forward motion, often leaving behind the comfort of the familiar. Can your art, rooted in the past, propel us into the future without clinging to what has been?
Forward motion, Steve, is not the antithesis of the past, but its evolution. My art does not cling. It propels by reaching into the core of human emotion, timeless in its essence. The future of Apple as I see it is not abandoning the past, but transcending it.
Transcending. That's a lofty goal, Michelangelo. Yet you've not faced the speed at which technology changes. The materials we work with, code, processors, algorithms, are mercurial, unlike the unyielding marble you're accustomed to. Adaptation must be in milliseconds, not months.
Unyielding marble. Steve, you underestimate both the medium and the craftsman. Each strike of the mallet must be precise, foreseeing the form within. So too must we mold technology with foresight and precision. The medium changes, but the principle remains. What are algorithms if not the chisels of today?
Precision and foresight, indeed. Yet you dodge the essence of my challenge. How will you, a master of the tangible, shape the intangible? Apple's canvas is not merely the device, but the entire ecosystem. The experience, seamless, intuitive, alive. Can the sculptor of David envision such a world?
Steve, you question as if you doubt the adaptability of true artistry. The tangible and the intangible are not so disparate. My David, the Sistine Chapel, they're not just creations of stone and paint, but embodiments of experience, emotion, connection. What is the Apple ecosystem if not a cathedral of modern connection? Yes, I can envision such a world. I can shape it.
Your confidence is bold, Michelangelo, reflective of your monumental works. Yet this is a world of pixels, not pigments, where innovation is not just about what we create, but how we think. Our ethos at Apple is to think different. Can the mind that envisioned the Renaissance embrace the ethos of a future it never imagined?
To think different is to breathe life into stone, Steve. My entire life's work was about challenging the status quo, pushing the boundaries of what was accepted, what was expected. The Renaissance was not just about embracing a future we could see, but about envisioning one beyond imagination. Your ethos and mine are not so divergent.
Then, Michelangelo, perhaps there is a place for you here, among the dreamers and the visionaries of Apple. to integrate the depth of your Renaissance spirit with the boundless possibilities of technology. Perhaps that's the synthesis needed to sculpt the future.
And perhaps, Steve, it is your apple that will provide the marble from which a new David will emerge, not of stone, but of innovation and vision. Together may we forge a legacy that marries our worlds, transcending time itself.
Indeed. May the products of our collaboration stand as testaments to a new era of innovation, Michelangelo, where art and technology converge to redefine the human experience. Welcome to Apple.
I am ready, Steve, to wield the chisel of tomorrow and carve the future together.